Hey guys, Sonali Perera here. So today I just wanted to make a short video on just to talk about my experience with ayahuasca and what ayahuasca taught me. So, anyways, I did an ayahuasca journey and I went out with a group of friends. We went to Gabriela Island, which is here in BC, so not too far. And so anyways, we went there. We had a shaman who did a sacred ceremony for us. We had a wonderful medicine man who was also there, and they both took just incredible good care of us as well. And what I thought was interesting, I just kind of wanted to share what that experience was like with you. So when I did the ayahuasca, it's funny, I didn't know what to expect. I've always heard stories from other people of, what their journey was like. And I just felt very drawn to it at first because of just the spiritual growth that I felt that came along with it. Um, so what I thought was really interesting when I took it, there was such a combination of beauty, fear, surprises, shock, enlightenment, and surrender. And so, yeah, it was very interesting. I just remember one of the things that really stuck out to me about it was I remember when there was this moment and where I was completely surrounded by light. And I remember that it at first I was like, wondering where I was, and then all of a sudden I started to get this inner feeling that I was in the presence of God. And so what they say about ayahuasca is that ayahuasca is a spirit. It's the female spirit of the earth, of the plants, of Mother Gaia in a way, and she basically shows you and guides you through this realm on a journey of what it is that you're being called to awaken to, what lessons you're being called to awaken to and learn and really, really, expand yourself. So I just remember just being surrounded by all this light, and it was just absolutely beautiful. And anytime I had a question where I was like, where am I? Or what is this place? I remember that the response or the voice would come almost as an inner voice, an inner knowingness. So I could feel the voice around me, and I could also feel the voice within me speaking to me in complete unison as one. So it was like the vibration of almost like the divine or like spirit's voice would speak, and I would feel it through my entire body. It wasn't something that could even really truly be understood with the mind. One of the biggest lessons that I also learned was that you had to be completely in your heart to truly understand the depth of where you are, what's going on, and just how to understand a lot of just what's being presented. Was that I remember just the spirit or voice saying that this is not something that can be understood with the mind. So because I naturally, or naturally you want to relate it to something, be like, oh, this looks like that, or this experience feels like this, and you categorize it, or you want to label it with something. And this is what we're taught to do in this world, in this society and conditions. But in this realm, it was a constant reminder to release and let go of the mind and completely surrender to feeling and just being, just your beingness, and just being the feeling that, and just allowing yourself to surrender to that, because that pulls you into such deeper and deeper depths of just this expanded awareness of who and what you are. And so I just remember it was just beautiful. I remember this voice would say to me, it's time, that you awaken to your oneness. And the minute it said that, it just took me into these visions of the earth, of the trees, of the ocean, of the stars, of the planets, of molecules, and it was just showing me how we are all connected and that there is no separation. You are the trees, you are the oceans, you are the stars, you are the molecules, you are everything and all things at one time. And you are different layers of it, all existing in right now, in the now. And so it was just beautiful. It was just like this deep, deep just awareness of being connected to everything, to all things, to all people, all cultures, all elements of the earth, the sky, the wind, and just everything beyond us, like into the planets and solar systems. And so, yeah, it was just absolutely beautiful. And then I remember thinking of a friend, and all of a sudden, just the split second that I would think of someone, boom, the image of them would appear. And I would look at them and I would feel this like this expanded space in my chest, or the space in my chest just completely expand with love and with light and such a level of compassion. And I remember that when I looked into the eyes of this friend, I remember like the it just felt like God was inside of me, speaking through me, and it felt like God was inside of me, basically saying like, I am within you and you are within me. We are one. And I could feel the presence of this divine spirit within me. And I remember it was trying to show me something. And so it was saying to look into the eyes of my friend. So I remember, okay, like taking a step forward and then looking at my friend and then focusing on their eyes. And when I looked into their eyes, all of a sudden I could see this depth and this presence, which was the same presence that was within me inside my friend. And then it became evident and clear to me that I was looking at the God presence within my friend, and that God presence was in their eyes, looking back at me, looking at the God within me. And then that awareness got even deeper, and it basically said, God within you is, when you look at someone, it's like God is looking at God, and God is looking back at himself. Whenever you look at someone in their eyes, it's you looking at God and God looking back at himself. So take a moment to think about that. Just to hold that thought for a second. When you look at someone in their eyes, it's like this was a huge, not just a level of awareness or teaching, this was a huge feeling. It was a feeling about this message that expanded this for me even deeper. It wasn't so much the thought, it was a feeling, because the feeling created this intelligence that could be felt through my entire body, through my veins, through my cells, through my muscles, through my bones, through every essence of my entire being. It's like you are your body, you are not your body, you are all things at one time. And it was just amazing. So it's like when you look at someone, what I walked away with was that when you look at someone, you're really looking at God, who is looking back at you, looking back at himself. And that's why in that moment, and that went into other lessons, lessons that was being spoken to me about, to have compassion for yourself. I mean, we often judge ourselves for what we have, for what we don't have, for where we are, for where we are not, for all sorts of things, for speaking, for not speaking, for sharing our truth, for not sharing our truth. And it's just amazing. And it was just this awareness to really just let go, and this whole idea of surrender is not boxed or labeled either into just that you only surrender in these kind of things. No, it was the lesson around that as well, was to surrender to the idea that you are anything less, or that you need anything more. And And it was just this big thing that if you need this or you need that, just remember, you need nothing because you are everything. That was another lesson, or that was another message that it said to me. It was like, you need nothing because you are everything. And that makes sense, because it's like, what does God need? God needs nothing because he is everything. He is all things, or the divine spirit, source, whatever name you resonates for you around that. But it was just beautiful. It was beautiful. So the message that I want to share with you, or I guess close this with, is that to invite all of you to awaken to your oneness and to really sit with the feeling that you, and the idea that you need nothing because you are everything, and to just sit with that even for a moment. So all right, guys, so that was my ayahuasca journey, and that was what ayahuasca taught me, and this is the message that I feel so honored and blessed to be able to share with you today. So thank you. So if you have any comments about this, please share them below. And also, if you have a message or experience that you would like to share around ayahuasca, please feel free to share that as well here. And yeah, so love and blessings to you all. Adios. I'm Sonali Perera, and I will see you soon.